We're here today to speak with Hamish, who's now a recruiter for AG Connect and completed a digital marketing course with Direct Partners. So tell us about your career situation, Hamish, and how it was affected by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Well, I graduated university during the COVID pandemic, during the first wave, so I was affected that there was no jobs really at all, even for kind of low level jobs just coming out. I wanted something to get money in. There wasn't anything, so it took me around about kind of 5 months. I'd done a bit of flexible work with through Amazon Flex, which was delivery driving, where you can pick up shifts. And then I moved to a full-time permanent role with Amazon in the warehouse for 5 months. So that was also night shift, and during that period I was applying for kind of graduate jobs throughout kind of Scotland and some down south, various roles through kind of Valley graduate schemes, Accenture, just to name a few. So those are the roles I was kind of applying for, and then what came about was Direct Partners and the kind of scheme that they had through with them and also AG Connect.
And so what particular problems did you experience with looking for a job specifically?
I mean, for the first period it was just the lack of jobs. You know, the market had totally changed in terms of what was out there. There was no kind of comfortability for companies hiring, so there was nothing for graduates that straight come out of. It was only really kind of obviously the Amazon job that I kind of found after a period of time, which was something to kind of pay the wages, rather than the kind of graduate stuff that I was looking for. It just wasn't there. There was no options really, other than a couple, but they were all delayed for another kind of year down the line.
And so how did you come to hear about us at Direct Partners?
Through kind of word of mouth, through a friend. He was on the same course, or I'd seen it through that, and had passed on the word to me that there was an option here for us with Direct Partners.
And why did you decide to join us at Direct Partners or to come here?
It was really just, you know, there was a good option there for us that it set up with a course that we could get a qualification. Also the exposure to what I wanted to do was kind of sales type roles, and it offered me the opportunity to do that.
And so what was your understanding, if you can cast your mind back, what was your understanding of the term apprenticeship before you started?
To be honest, I mostly associated apprenticeship with something from a schools leaver type role, rather than for the graduate that you would see with university. That was what I understood it to be, was something that a school leaver would go through rather than a graduate of university.
Yeah, and how has that understanding of the term apprenticeship changed now you've completed one?
I would see it's changed to more, you know, it's something that anyone can do from obviously from a youth point of view of under 25, but anyone has the opportunity to do an apprenticeship, and it's about gaining skills, is how I see it.
And so again, if you can cast your mind back, what did you want to do before discovering Direct Partners?
I wanted to join a graduate role, so that was, I didn't have a clear idea, but I knew roughly what I was want to be as a kind of consultant in some way, either kind of sales or a business consultant, or potentially an area manager through the kind of supermarkets.
Yeah, and is what you wanted to do change is coming to us, and why?
I suppose it's definitely given me a clear idea of what I want to do, and that is to stay in sales, to stay in that kind of consultant world, because the skills I've gained from that, the ones that I already knew, you know, is my kind of interpersonal skills, the strong communication skills is the ones I want to use, and within kind of sales, that's what the main skills that I use.
And so what skills and opportunities did Direct Partners provide you with?
Opportunity, it gave me an opportunity and insight into you know, giving me a role that I can work on the skills which I've gained, which are, you know, communication definitely, but it's more communication of being on the phone, is which, you know, that was a new skill to me through my university, and it wasn't something I was using, but it was one of the kind of core skills that I've learned. Also marketing, kind of digital marketing, was one of the main skills and courses that we did, that allowed me kind of online presence and how I should use those skills, and how I can market myself through my social media, through also my outreach through LinkedIn, is one of my kind of most useful skills that I use in my current role.
And so how do you plan to take these skills forward and apply them throughout the duration of your career?
I mean, the skills very kind of interchangeable, especially the kind of sales and kind of communication skills. You know, you'll use that in every role. Come interviews, a lot of what I do currently is interviewing people and having that communication and clear communication over the phone, but also the sales that comes in with talking to clients. And I've had that exposure through working with a direct partner and the apprenticeship. I've had that exposure to being able to talk to numerous people at different levels and having that comfortability that is brought with it.
And so how has your general life morale changed from the start of your direct partner's journey to now?
I would say positively. I mean, before I went on the apprenticeship, obviously I didn't have any options on the table, or not as many options. There was a lot of rejection through the kind of job market, and there wasn't much on, so I didn't have a great a great mental health in terms of what I wanted to do. But through the apprenticeship with direct partners, it's allowed me to go into a role and have that exposure to the working world and gain lots of kind of interpersonal and also transferable skills that I can use throughout my career.
And so what advice would you give to a young person who's unsure where to go next?
I mean, to explore all the options. I was probably quite narrow-minded and had only graduate schemes in my head, whereas direct partners kind of opened my eyes to the other options out there for younger people in the apprenticeships that allows you to get that exposure and to really build it within a workplace.
Alright, that's us finished. Thank you very much, Hamish.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
No problem.